Dude, they went full Steins Gate with this one. That was absolutely amazing. This is, in my opinion, probably one of the best episodes since episode 6. Like, oh my god, like, I know I usually hype up the episodes and say that they're really good, but this one, honestly, is probably one of the best episodes I've seen so far. Well, besides episodes, I'm not sure which one I like more, honestly, right now. I'm still kind of forming my own feelings about it, though. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Eddie, and I'm back with another episode of Vivy Fluorite Ice Song Review, and this time we're reviewing episode 12. So yeah, that came out, and yeah, today's episode was it was pretty dark, to say the least. Basically, the archive gives this long speech to Vivy, and basically, apparently it's rebelling because of its original directive as well. So back in both the past timeline, this timeline, the reason the archive rebelled is that it's not because of any specific singularity moment. It's because of just a trajectory of humanity as a whole, which is pretty realistic to me. The point of the archive is to help humanity evolve, so humans can, evolve and move forward, but now humans are just far too reliant on robots themselves, meaning that humans aren't moving forward on their own. And combine that with the fact that the archive is a collective consciousness of robots who are often mistreated by humans, and yet, at the same time, they're like the children of humans. So, because the humans created them. They're like, well, in that sense, we're kind of humans too. In order for humans to move forward, we must get rid of these biological humans and replace it with us, the robots. Basically, they're saying that they're the next phase of humanity. And yeah, that was really crazy to find out. That and the fact that the archive was basically micromanaging all the events that was going on at the time, meaning, like, no matter how much Vivy tried to change the individual, like, events, the little singularity points, none of that mattered anyway, because the archive would always find some certain way to make sure that it benefited them. So, remember back in episode 1, when everyone was like, I'm pretty sure Matsumoto is the bad guy, and the Matsumoto might be the one that's trying to, bring back the, and we made all sorts of harebrained theories on it, right? No. Matsumoto was trying his best. He failed because the original scientist, Dr. Matsumoto, failed. And he was also outsmarted by the radio tower, the Ariyashiki, I think. That was pretty crazy. And now when we're talking about the little war conference they're having right now, basically how to, infiltrate and destroy the Ariyashiki, Matsumoto kind of complains about how, he's not as powerful as the Ariyashiki, and but honestly that totally makes sense. Not only has the technology caught up, meaning Matsumoto can't rely on a technological advantage anymore, not only has it caught up, Matsumoto is a single unit, whereas Ariyashiki is like a massive tower with thousands, if not millions of other AIs inside serving it. So there's definitely a bit of a power gap there. Also, it looks like the tower's really not joking about sending the massive, things crashing down into the Earth, because they eventually do it. We'll talk more about that later, but you remember last episode, a lot of people were talking about, why isn't Dr. Matsumoto concerned about his daughter's safety? And that's because the daughter is also dead, which really sucks. Dude, this Osamu Matsumoto guy gets, no happy ending. I mean, he does, but, his wife is dead, his daughter is dead, dude, come on, what is this guy's life? Poor fellow. And maybe that's why Matsumoto says, you saved me from rock bottom. It's because he's, Still, I feel really bad for this guy, geez. So, with all that aside, it looks like we're starting the combat infiltration mission. And immediately off the bat, I know it's not going to go very well. I mean, it honestly went about as badly as I expected, honestly. Those other TOAC guys, right? Those other TOAC guys that were helping along with the mission? I kind of had a feeling the guys tagging along would die. I didn't know that the guys in the back would die as well, though. I mean, I certainly thought of it as a possibility that everyone that spot gets ambushed as well, but I kind of expected the infiltration team to all die off horrifically somehow. And that's really sad, because I was watching this in a group watch with a bunch of other guys, and I was like, I feel like those guys are all gonna die, and everyone started joking around saying, no, those guys are the new protagonists, they're all gonna survive. And I kind of got attached to them, because I know they're all just random guys with not even any faces, but we started to pick out, because there were 5 of us, and there were 5 guys tagging along, so I was like, hey, that one of the guys hey, that big guy's me, I'm like, hey, that guy in the helmet is me, they're all wearing helmets, but that guy's me, we got cool rifles and stuff, that's me, and then they all die horrifically, and that was kind of sad. I mean, like, it's always really sad because whenever there's, like, a big infiltration mission like this one, not just in anime or just in the show, but, like, any medium, the unnamed guys in the cool armor are always, like, the first to die, and rarely do we see any of them ever survive the missions, unless they're the focus of the missions, in which case I assume one or two to survive. I mean, like, Matsumoto turning into Matsu Bike, that was cool to see and all, but couldn't you have done that, like, maybe before everyone else died? Another thing I kind of wanted to point out, because you remember back in episode 2, right? Vivy saves a Toak member, Kakutani, from dying, from getting crushed. Maybe I'm just reading far too deep into this, but Vivy saves Kakutani from getting crushed, a random Toak member from dying. And remember, Toak right then is working against Vivy. So now that Vivy is working with Toak, she tries to save one of the Toak guys from getting crushed and fails. So, I don't know, I don't know if there's some deep hidden metaphor in there. Honestly, I'm just trying to, pull parallels because reasons. I just thought that was really interesting, so... I mean, still, though, the fight scenes were utterly amazing. It's just a shame that everyone else was kind of useless, though. Except for Yui. Rest in peace, Yui. I mean, seriously, though, rest in peace, Yui. It was so sad seeing her, tell Beth, it's all gonna be okay, keep doing the mission, and looking up at the guard and asking, what's your name, before he brutally executes her. My god, that's just terrifying. After this moment, another thing I thought was really hype was we get to see Dark Matsumoto. Because of course there's a Dark Matsumoto. So Beth basically sacrifices herself to take that out. I found it rather interesting to see, what is Matsumoto's basically, equivalent in terms of, strength, speed, and just ability. I wish we kind of got to see, Dark Matsumoto a little bit more and have, a bigger boss fight against him, but I guess time constraints just meant that we couldn't do that. But still, the whole idea of, Dark Matsumoto, that was, really interesting. It was also really sad when Beth died. I kind of wish we got to see a bigger fight than just Beth, hopping on and, stabbing it in the eye and automatically dying, but... I mean, honestly, this was pretty satisfactory as well. Beth's sacrifice was pretty interesting. You still haven't told me enough about Master yet. And that's really sad because this Beth isn't the same Beth as we saw in the last few episodes. So she hasn't exactly undergone the exact same character development that the original Beth did. So... And I guess that was also a way of killing off the last member before just leaving Vivy and Matsumoto as, the two only, survivors left. Seriously, though, that Ariashiki thing, it's really creepy because no matter how much, Beth destroys, how much, of the enemy droids Beth destroyed, there's still more. What really saddened me, hearing the show, not just Yui's death, not just Beth's death, but it was just Vivy's reaction to hearing that singing. It was really devastating. It was her song, a song that she created in order to describe her life experience, and now it's been, twisted into the song of, destruction and war. And, the point is she's unable to even sing her own song, and now it's being sung by these, androids that are, committing a literal genocide against humanity. And, the worst part is it was that inability to sing that led to the failure of the project and, the falling of the satellites. But seriously, though, I feel like this falling of satellites was done in, a very beautiful manner. If that's the end of humanity, that's a very beautiful end. It's interesting how you synced all of that up just for this cinematic scene. So what happens next is absolutely amazing. I really love this moment, but Matsumoto basically tells Vivy, to stop despairing. Sure, everything might have gone to hell. And Vivy starts, saying, why did Dr. Matsumoto chose me? I mean, she's been asking that for, some time now, and Matsumoto said, it's because you were the one that, saved me. And then she asks Ariashiki, why did you choose, why am I the one being chosen to, lead humanity? And she just gets super depressed. And this is when Matsumoto comes in and tells her, stop being so depressed. Because I really like this speech, because I feel like the Matsumoto at the very beginning of the show wouldn't have been able, character development. That's basically what I'm saying. Matsumoto tells Vivy, it was you. You're the one that carried this Project Singularity, not me. I might have given you info and I might have done some assisting, but you're the one that did it. You kept disobeying my orders. You kept doing what I said would be utterly suicidal. You kept doing things that I said would be impossible and being illogical, and because of that, you're the most human one here. I just love this speech. Matsumoto, you actual MVP. Gold star, okay? Matsumoto telling Vivy that you're the one that could do it. I believe in you. You were chosen for a very good reason, and I think there is definitive proof that you're gonna be able to succeed. I mean, like, he's got a point. Like, look at the Sunrise arc. If Matsumoto had gone along with the plan and just electrocuted Estella right then and there, they would have still failed. Because it wasn't her, it was Beth. Matsumoto has been wrong so many times. And it was Vivy. It was Vivy that solved that. Like, Vivy's emotional response sometimes was the correct thing to do. Instead of just destroying Dr. Sayaki back when he started to suspect that, like, you're in on this too, aren't you? Instead of Matsumoto's response to just terminate him, Vivy chose to talk with him. And that's how they were able to get the info on the metal float and get the virus. Or the shutdown program. Matsumoto saying, Vivy, you're the one. You're the one who's done this, and I'm going to stick with you till the end. He's not like Antonio. He's going to... So, ultimately, even though a lot of the Singularity Project it ultimately didn't add up to as much as we thought it would, I think it still has worth. It's because that Singularity Project is the culmination of, like, the Vivy and Matsumoto we see today. It's them. It's their character development. That's what ultimately mattered. I know I'm starting to sound like really stereotypical here, but just hear me out, okay? And, like, of course of course Dr. Matsumoto is still alive. I don't know what happened. A lot of the satellites have fallen and, like, destroyed stuff. I don't know how many humans are still alive as of now, but Dr. Matsumoto is still alive, and he's still coding them back. And this is where we get the Steins Gate moment. We're sending you guys back to the moment the rebellion starts. What's really crazy about this one is that it essentially means that Dr. Matsumoto is going to die. That he's not going to make it. He's going to get shot by those 3 robots that I said kind of look like Connor from Detroit Become Human. And we see it, and it's just so sad, but we're doing this mission over again. We're going to succeed this time. It's just so hype. Yes, Dr. Matsumoto died. It was a sacrifice. He sacrificed himself for the greater good, even though he doesn't know it. Things are looking up now. Oh god, I'm just so excited. And so, yeah. And, like, we didn't even get a preview of next episode. We just got a massive recap. I honestly don't know I've got no idea what's gonna happen next, so, like, I literally have nothing to go off of. I also want to say that the faces this episode look, like, especially beautiful. I mean, I know that's literally every, like, Vivy episode ever, but the faces this episode, like, some of them looked really nice. I mean, yeah, every Vivy episode has those, but, like, today's episode, I think, had more of those than normal, so, yeah, that was really nice. Those, like, super detailed, like, super beautiful ones, you know, those shots. So, yeah, honestly, like, that's the end of this episode. Oh, but one more thing I wanted to point out. The music in today's episode was really good. I mean, I know that the music in general, like, in this show in general, has been amazing, but this one in particular, I felt like the music here was really good. Just the music during the fight scenes, the music during, like, the music was so amazing. So, yeah, I mean, like, today, like, I know the music is normally amazing, but, like, this episode, the music was especially amazing. And maybe it's because it was made by, you know, it's a song about a singer AI, but, like, generally speaking, like, you don't have this quality of music in other shows. You might have one song that's, like, super good, but it's, how do I put it? The song here was very good. I liked it. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, the music was amazing too. Today's episode might be the best episode. I don't know. As I said, I still don't know if it beats out episode 6 yet, but I do know that it is amazing. And honestly, yeah, that's really all I have to say for this episode. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for next week. I can't wait for next week, but I'm also, like, it's also kind of sad because I know it's all going to be over because next week is the last Vivy Saturday. And after that, it's gone. No more Vivy Saturdays. So it's kind of sad, but I mean, all good things must come to an end, right? So yeah, next week on Sunday, the day after the last Vivy Saturday, I'm going to upload my final Vivy Fluorite song review video. So yeah, that's that. I felt the same way when Quintessential Quintuplets was ending, honestly. For summer of 2021, I really don't see any shows that are that interesting. So maybe I probably won't have any shows like that up. I might have some show reviews of other shows that I enjoyed watching, and I will upload those. Like, I'm watching My Hero Academia. I'm also considering watching a few more shows. I'm not quite sure if I am going to watch them. I'm considering watching 86, because I heard that's also huge. I'm also considering watching the rom-com where the childhood friend doesn't lose. So, yeah. But yeah, that's really all there is for this video. I hope you all like this video. If you did, leave a like, and if you haven't done so, subscribe. And leave a comment down below. You know, what did you think of today's episode? Anyways, that's it for this video, folks. The sky's up, and next week is the final week. Anyways, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.